Wow, hello channel and welcome to Denver. Yeah, this is not a place I've been flying out of a lot on my channel, but it is an airport that I own and really enjoy. I'm having some weird issues with ultimate traffic through here as I spin around. It's like aircraft are appearing and disappearing. I'm kind of at the wrong gate. Realized a little bit late. I should have probably spawned at one of these gates over here instead, not these CRJ gates, but I am at these gates because I'm trying to replicate a flight that is normally done with the CRJ. It's the Denver to Aspen flight. So that is going to be really interesting. I'm in the United livery, and yeah, it's doing this weird six-pack thing here that I really don't like. So I don't know if you're, in the interest of sort of accuracy, I guess that's how I should do it. But I'm not interested in that. I am going to show you, maybe in the interest of sort of showing you how that's fixed, is you basically open your FMS, you go to PMDG setup, you go to aircraft, you go to displays, and then I think you click this PFD ND or FS map, but we want PFD ND. That's what I like. Select the ground speed display. And what else do I like? You can do all these kind of cool things here. Things that you like in the... These are options, I guess, when you order the plane. Lets you change different types of things. Which is very kind of neat. You can also sort of change what kind of equipment you want, if it's the Honeywell or the Collins MCP, or after takeoff you want the wings level or heading select to go on. If you want to be able to capture before, above or below. All kinds of stuff. If you have air stairs on the plane or not. Let's pretend we do for this one actually. A short field package, which I'm not sure what is, but let's say we have the short field package. Let's also put up the eyebrow windows here. Yeah. You can have the altitude callouts. Have the minimums call out. V1. And this is another thing. I actually want all these to be on. I want them to be service-based. Failures. That's it. Failures and there's other things in here like simulation and performance, but first of all let me enable this. I think I need to make this correct. Yeah. Okay, good to go. The flight to Aspen's really short. I can show you the plan here. It's really short. It's like basically 100 miles. It's a super challenging approach. I've tried it only once before and totally failed, which is, I mean, I'm not the best at this, but I don't normally totally fail. So this will be really interesting. Today we're taking off of runway. It's another thing is Denver is huge, so we're taking off runway 7. We are here where runway 7 is down, all the way down there, so we have a long taxi all the way over here. Might actually chicken out and use the progressive taxi today. Parking is this is another thing that happens. Sometimes when you select too small a parking spot, you can open GSX like this, and you can go maximum allowed. You just click this maximum allowed wingspan, and it sort of fixes your gate position for you. And let's say also that for this one we want disable staircases, because we want to disable the passenger bus, because you want to use the air stairs. Okay, so now we can go, and now we can request boarding. I normally fly American in the sim, but you know. So let's see, ground connection. We want to get to return. We have to close and open the door, of course, because that's how that is. Otherwise, it won't recognize. And we'll also open the air stairs and the cargo hold. I think the reason why the models are coming and going is there's some these CRJ7 models that I'm loaded into the sim aren't compatible with prepared, not fully compatible. You also see they have no gear. They're just floating magically, and I think they disappear at certain. They're not like MIPed, or the LOD levels aren't working correctly, basically. So they do this type of thing. But anyway, we're not going to care about that today. Okay, let's get started on programming this thing. First thing you have to do, we have power. Let's go ahead and arm the emergency brakes, the emergency lights I mean, and we'll start the IRSs. Wait till it hits align, then switch it over to nav. Okay, next thing we can do, let's get the cruise altitude in here. So cruise altitude flight level 270, put that into here. Press resolution and get that set. And then we have to find our landing altitude. Airport elevation 7,837 feet. Wow. That's very high. It's a good thing we're not loaded very heavily today. It's a pretty light load for this plane. Not a lot of fuel. That's good. Okay, so at that point we're ready. Now that we have the IRSs, which is basically the GPS, we can start setting this up. So we put in Addons, and we go to the next page. We copy this GPS reading into the scratch pad, and then we paste it into here. Then we have our location. Then we do that again, Addons, and then we go KASE, which is Aspen. Put that into the destination. Company route today, you can sort of make that up. Today I have UAL88. Flight number, sorry. And then we can look here on the company route. If we use PFX, for instance, to export, you can load the route from there, so it's really a little bit faster. And it's called none today, I think. It's something weird about this. And it tells us runway 7, right? Yeah. Then go to the departure and arrivals page, or like I like to do that anyway. And then we have runway 7, and we can select the star that we're going to do, and it's the Rocky 3. SID, I mean, standard increment departure page, and the transition is double. And then we can select the arrival. And for the arrival today, we're doing runway 33, which is a weird one. Normally it's not done, I guess, but let's do the... Let's have a look at the maps. Kind of see there's no information here on the charts for 3.3. This is the that's the missed approach for this. So I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to SAYAG, and we're gonna go down to SAYAG, and at that point we're gonna do circle to land. So the lock, we're kind of doing the lock DME and double transition. Then we can go to the legs page, just make sure that there's no disconnects. Sometimes there's supposed to be disconnects, but this time there's not, and there isn't, and it all looks good. And we'll go ahead and we'll zoom out here a little bit. You can see what this looks like. Go back here, flight level 270. I'm just going to put that straight in. I'll be pretty quick today too. Try and be as quick as I can. Once that's done, we go in and we do the init ref, as it's called, which is where you do the perfinet, where you do the calculate the performance and your takeoff speeds. We're pretty high up, so it's going to be kind of important today. 2.2 reserves today, and we have planned for 4.0. And we are gonna do, let's do a cost index of say 60 today. And we are, flight level 270 as our cruise altitude. And we execute that. We go to the N1 limit, do D-rated takeoff. Actually, let's do a full takeoff, because we're high up, flaps 5, CG, and here are our takeoff speeds, enabled to cruise altitude. We'll see about that. Okay, go ahead and turn on the flight directors, and then we can see if VNAV and LNAV will engage. It will not, and that's because, why exactly? It's because the flight planner doesn't sort of want to compute 100%, I think. Set this to RTO, and I think the next thing we'll do is we will go ahead and ask for pushback and departure. You go in here, close the doors. Turn on the fuel pumps. And then the APU. Seatbelts can come on. There comes the APU. APU, you can see it here. This is the exhaust gas temperature of the APU. It'll go all the way up to 10 almost here. And then we'll settle back down. At that point it will be on. We'll switch the APU to be we'll switch our electricity over to running off the APU. Right now it's running off of the ground power here. You can also run off the generators, but you can't do that until the engines are running, so therefore that's why we're going to switch it over to this. That way we can disconnect the ground power. All the APU is also going to be running our bleed system, which is basically air from the APU that's going to start spinning the fan blades of the engine. And once that is done, you can start starting the engines. Ground connections. These can all be removed. And prepare pushback and departure.
Kilo Delta Echo November Airport Information Hotel 195 Zulu weather wind 062 at 7 visibility 10 sky condition few clouds at 9,000 ceiling 12,000 broken ceiling 20,000 broken temperature 31 dew point 11 altimeter 3019 advise on initial contact you have information hotel Kilo Delta Echo November Airport Information
Okay,
hotel.
so the runway is correct. All the other stuff is correct. This one needs to be set to the V2 speed, by the way. I don't know why it's not pushing us back. I think we need to reset the position here. And then I'm going to we want to do the nose right, I think. That may have been a massive mistake, yes.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We want to do nose left, tail right.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Running the framework counter in the bottom left corner now, because I find this less distracting than the one up here. It's so all over the place. This one seems way more on track to what I'm actually getting. It seems every now and then there's like these weird spikes, but
Departure check completed. Flight has been inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
go ahead and start engine 1. Oh, 2. Add fuel to the engine.
Parking brakes.
That's a good thing I stopped it there, because we're pretty close to the to inside the airport. Okay, so the parking brake, let's move on. Engine 2 started, let's start engine 1. Add fuel. Let's figure out how to taxi out of here. So we can go to KDAN.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected.
We are here basically, and we're going down here, so we'll go out and go right, and then we'll go left down here. Yeah, it's a long taxi. KASAE K and where's AS? Okay, so we're gonna go all the way down under the bridge. AS AE B4 B10, so B4 B10. Okay, so we're basically gonna go all the way down under the bridge, down the diagonal, all the way to the end. Okay, sweet. Okay, hydraulic pumps can come on, probe heats can come on, yaw damper can come on, packs can come on, this can go to auto, this can go to off. Generators can start powering this aircraft, so the APU can come off, taxi lights can come on, and it's a big airport. Let's assume they use ASDX, we'll turn that on and release the parking brakes, and off we go. We'll set the flaps as we start to taxi out of here, and also set the trim, which should be 4.68. Now, Denver is a, I mean, if you want to get started on add-on airports and you have somewhat of a crappy computer, Denver is probably one of the airports I'd most recommend to start with, because it's in such an empty area. Look around it, like it's empty, so you get really good performance every time you fly here. It's always very satisfying, and it looks cool too. Really, it's a stunning piece of work from flightbeam. Got a lot of different kinds of cool aircraft flying in and out of it too. So you have a 747 over there. Tiny little turboprop here. There's taxiway AS. What is this? Has anyone else had this happen to them? Like, what is this? It looks like they're like, there's some sort of like sea fighting, like they're competing for position or something. I do need to Google that. See, here's the CRJ. Once the lights gets turned on, it loses, the model disappears. Something weird is definitely happening with the traffic. It's just like disappearing and appearing. I think it could be that I'm running sort of a traffic limiter from I'm using the FSUIPC traffic limiter. You gotta love scenery with the bridge, though, don't you? Isn't that kind of cool? Taxi a little fast here. I just recently completed a flight with a 777, like the 300, and it was kind of fully loaded. I thought the taxi physics felt really good on that plane. Much better than on the NGX. It feels a little difficult to sort of maintain and do correctly. Okay, so that's the diagonal. Very quick to sort of stop. It's gonna be really, really interesting, because if you look at the outside air temperature, it's 31 degrees. It's 31 degrees, and we're at 5,000 feet already. Whew, it's gonna be a long takeoff. See, actually now I'm pretty happy with this taxi performance. So around 28. Gets me around 28. It's pretty neat. One thing that this airport was really sort of famous for when it came out was like all this undulating terrain next to the runway. It's got these little pits and stuff. Very cool. I really like that. Really makes it, I mean, it may not have curved runway, but it does have that, and it's pretty cool. Okay, and then we want to take this. And I picked up a trick today. I know I was just showing you all this stuff, but I picked up a trick today when I was doing the 777. I'll upload those videos earlier, but I was just like a long flight, so I'll upload the departure and arrival. The departure was really nice, the arrival was less stellar, but I did end up blowing a tire because of my crappy landing. But yeah, one thing I kind of liked was, I think it was, I don't know if it's possible here, but to show the throttle setting on here when you're moving the throttle. And I guess you cannot. No, you cannot. That's just a 777 thing. It's very nice. That was very, very nice. Because then you could actually sort of adjust your manual throttle to the auto throttle before you turn off the auto throttle. Far away from the airport, as you can see. Okay, so let's do the pre-takeoff checklist. So flaps 5, that's set already. Trim 4.68. That's set. We can put weather on this side. I'll put terrain on this side. IS is in the V2 speed is in here. Cruise altitude is in here. Flight directors are on. Auto brakes set to RTO. Yeah. Just do B9. I don't think this extra few feet are really gonna make much of a difference. Let's pull into the sun here. And we'll request takeoff. Beautiful runway textures. Stunning. Okay, we're lined up. Landing lights come on. Turn off lights, go to switches, go to continuous. We'll ding. And we'll start the chrono. Set the throttle to 40%, watch for stable N1. It's stable, and we hit the toggle switch. Yeah, both of those disengaged. They'll re-engage once we get into the air. But for now, I'll just follow the flight director. You can see how long it takes for us to get up to speed.
V1. V1. Rotate. V2.
It's a good thing there's long runways here in Denver. Climbing slowly. Or climbing. Gear up. It's great, huh? VNav and LNav can now be engaged. It's good. Let's start our turn. We'll engage the autopilot. Like, seriously though? Why is this? That is... I'm gonna research that and figure that out, because that's so wrong, obviously. Obviously so wrong. I feel like it's just sort of happens above. Maybe it just happens around other scenery. Maybe there's some sort of conflict, because when you swivel around, you see it in the other direction. Let's have a look once we move down out of range of Denver. See if it still shows up on our left side. Could also have something to do with the direction of the sun. Disregard all that, this is pretty magnificent. Well, actually gonna switch this over to terrain mode, because I am very much worried about terrain on this flight. No, this one can take care of the weather. Top of climb, top of descent, same space basically. Clear 10,000 feet. We'll turn these off. Turn the text that off too. And I think I'm already gonna let these guys get up and walk. And then let's try and figure out how to do this approach, because this is gonna be difficult. There's no star, so the approach doing the lock DME, and it starts from, what do we call it? From double. Where is double? Oh, there's double. Okay. There's double, so really close to here. And we're basically going to come in this way. We're going to come in towards double. Yeah, is that the course that we're going to keep? 246? Well, if so, then we're just going to keep going. It does make sense actually. Because of you. Yeah, here's Kden. Here's Denver, and we are going towards I should actually draw the map on this too with this flight dash if you do that. Oh yeah, route. No, you have to type in the route string. Yeah, here's KG, here's KASE, okay. So here's KASE, here's double. We're gonna come in this way. Yeah. Which is basically just the way we wanna go. So we're basically on our way into double, we can just intercept this one. So we're gonna intercept at a course of 151. I'm going to intercept course of 151 and the frequency is 111.15. Okay. And we're going to do it at altitude of 13,400 basically. So that seems to already be in there. And then we're gonna capture the localizer, and then we're gonna basically ride this down ourselves. The way we're gonna do it is after we I'm not sure how you do this, but the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to just basically intercept, and then I am going to look at the weather. It's actually kind of the best way through. Once I've intercepted, I'm just gonna do flight level change. I'm gonna try and go down to VREF speed or close to VREF speed. Like gear down everything. At least by the end of there, I want to be at close to VREF. Another thing that's so cool about Denver is it's so flat, but you're so close to the mountains. Look at the scenery. This is awesome. This is just OpenLC US, but it's the new it's a new mesh. I have this ultimate next gen mesh. I actually do think it makes quite a difference in America, at least. It really does. It provides a lot sort of sharper ridges. Anyways, we seem to have cleared that sort of little weather system. Oh shit. Got distracted for a moment, and that was all that needed to happen. So let's go level change. We're already above. Go ahead and instant speed brake since I missed that point. But look at this too, look at the weather, where we're flying into. It looks like it's gonna blow away from us, but look at that. That is some timing right there. Quickly just check out how this blinking cloud issue is. See, it definitely seems to be related to scenery. As you can see here, we're capturing the glide slope. There is a plane right ahead of us. Southwest, it seemed. Yeah, so once we get a little bit closer here, I'm gonna start dropping the flaps and dropping the speed and try and flight level change, or sort of actively manage this descent here. If you look at the descent angle, we're going to be yeah, I was going to meant to set that. We have a final approach speed of 136 and wants us to drop at 1,638 feet per minute. That's a really steep angle. And of course that's until the end there. Let's see, I also need to set the minimums. Man, a lot of circle to land. That's what we want to be doing. And 10,220. It's the highest minimums I've ever set. Let's get the weather where we're going to.
Kilo Alpha Sierra Echo Airport information. Kilo 2053 Zulu weather wind 211 at 10 gusting 214 visibility 10 sky condition 10,000 scattered temperature 24 dew point 8 altimeter 3033 flies on initial Kilo Alpha Sierra Echo airport information. Kilo 2053 Zulu weather.
Okay. See what I mean about the sharper ridge lines, right? Like I've never seen ridge lines like this or not often have I seen ridge lines like this in FSX or prepared. And that's the new mesh doing its thing. Under 70 feet, so I think we'll switch back to this, to our barometric pressure, and we'll go ahead and turn on the fixed lights. This is already gone. We'll send everybody back to their seats. Speed down, slow down. Because once again we're above the glide slope. Flaps 1 and flaps 2. Okay, so we're gonna go 13,400 at the turn. The next thing is gonna be 12,900, then 12,300 and 11,700, and then finally start descending after Diope, which is 7 miles away. Start descending at a rate of 140 knots. Starting at 13,400, next one is 12,900. Airport's in there. We'll go to VOR. Which we have. $12,900, and we want to be at 12,900 at Kaiser. won't be, not quite anyway. $12,300 at FIMSO. Go flaps 15. And we'll bring the gear out. $11,700. At the obey. And level change, come on, level change. And then we're doing a V speed of native 1600. And take out the autopilot. Speed brake.
Caution, terrain. Minimums.
Rear landing.
Caution, terrain.
So we're gonna come through here, turn over the city.
Terrain, pull up.
I wish there was some instructions of how to do this actually. When to start your turn. So I'm just gonna go with my best guess here. It's about here. Make it a hard turn. I think lots of rudder here. I have the auto throttle doing its thing, which I may disengage at this point. Yeah, we're too high. Let's see what we can do.
Pull up. Sink rate.
Oh. That's a bit of a cowboy landing right there. Oh my god, let's see.
20. 10.
Well, we did make it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Totally lost control. Whoa. What was that? Gonna have to check out that in an instant replay. So the turn was okay, but I actually should have disengaged the auto throttle a little earlier because it was just adding too much power to keep me on speed. Or I should have just been more comfortable with dropping the nose. Way little fast and high here, basically. Trying to use the altitude to drop speed. Yeah, see. It's really not a nice touchdown. And the reversers were fine. That nice seemed to be fine, but as I started braking, it just pulled to the left like crazy. It's almost as if my right brakes weren't working or something. That was that's a very costly off-runway excursion I just had there, or would have had there. I have to wait for this to. So here, let's see if we can. No, we can't see. It would be nice if this had the same kind of gear thing that the 777 has, because I have a feeling something happened to my gear there. It's a crazy approach. There's so much altitude to lose. It's insane. I can totally see how you should do this in a smaller jet. This is way too big for this. It's definitely when you look over airports that you get those flickering clouds. Because I also saw it coming in over the airport the other direction. Let's see. Let's see if we get some parking here. No. Only really has one gate. Oh well, okay. We'll park where we find room then, I guess. See, as an add-on airport, it's a really fun place to fly into. But, like, that looks pretty standard as far as buildings go. And like you compare it with Eagle County, which is not far from here, this is a lot. It's quite inferior. Or I mean, I don't have Telluride, but that also looks pretty spectacular. But I have to say, this is more fun to fly into than Eagle County. Eagle County is way easier than this. I recommend it. It's a worthy purchase if you like difficult approaches. Yeah, so let's stop here on the left between these two guys. Start debut. Oh, what's that over there? I guess that's the actual terminal. It's the executive terminal, I guess. Here we have all the CRJs that actually do fly into this place. And I can see why. It'd be fun when Aerosoft release their CRJ. That's gonna be really fun. I'm really looking forward to learning the CRJ. I think and I heard it's supposed to be really, really good. Or at least that the goal is to make it like total study level, like PMDG quality. I guess we'll see, but that's very promising. Let's see here, the taxi. Here the stance. Take this one. Pull up so we get the air stair right there. Okay, there we go. AP on the buses, engines can come off, seatbelts can come off. Oh, I totally forgot to raise the flaps. Yeah, this can come off. Weather radar and terrain radar can come off. Yeah, park too far forward, or whatever. They'll figure it out. That's it, you guys. Thanks for watching once again. I really appreciate all the comments and likes and all that sort of stuff, and all the subscriptions. That's really fun. If you do like, you can do one of those things. You can comment or like or subscribe, or just come back and watch again. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all good, and I really appreciate that you stopping by. And I hope you find it interesting. I really also appreciate all the comments and feedback I get. Look, it looks pretty great actually. Nice material shine. Nice with the ski fields up in the mountain. And really lovely. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll be back.